Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to explain the brand new Shopify plugin system that is coming on January the 1st, 2026 and that you will need to know about. This is mainly if you want to automate something on your Shopify store, or if you want to automate something on someone else's Shopify store, or just generally speaking, if you just want to kind of experiment with what AI can do for your Shopify website. So if you don't know, the way that this works is obviously you need some way to connect to your Shopify admin API. The way that we do this is with a custom app, right? Or obviously there are plugins as well, right? So if you just go on apps and sales channels, Shopify App Store, right? But getting on the Shopify App Store is actually kind of annoying, right? So instead, what you want to do is you want to press develop apps and make your own custom app, right? Now, the word app here is a little bit confusing. In this case, it is literally just a connection between your AI or a Python script or whatever that does a certain thing on your Shopify store, but you can't run it on your Shopify store because there's no way to run code or whatever using Shopify itself. So you need a connection between your script or your code or whatever you're doing here, and that is what a custom app actually is, right? So in order to use this new system, you'll notice it says starting January the 1st, 2026, you'll not be able to create new legacy custom apps. This will not impact any existing apps. So the way that Shopify has done this has changed, and that's why I'm making this video. Before continuing with the video, shout out to today's sponsor, Harbor SEO. Now, for full transparency, Harbor was built by me. Originally, it was built by another team. I recently took it back into my own hands and rebuilt it from the ground up with everything that I've learned about coding in the last few years. What Harbor does is it takes your website, just your sitemap, or not even your sitemap, just your site URL, a keyword, and it generates incredibly good AI articles using AI. We even have this new feature which basically puts stats inside your articles. This will help you rank on Google and also on ChatGPT and other LLMs because they are looking for data-rich articles. It takes all of your images, it does everything, guys, and it's $29 a month. It has a researcher which basically uses my own systems plus AI in order to find potential keywords for your website. There's the topic scaler, which looks for missing parts of your topical authority. There's a reworker, which allows you to take previously written articles and make them better. There is a linker, which helps you find backlinks. They are already prospected, ready to go. Just literally message these people, pay them, and you'll get a backlink. And then finally, the latest feature, which is the Scout. The Scout, what it does is it looks for trending topics in your niche. This is optimized specifically for e-commerce. It will work on any website, but specifically for Shopify and WordPress websites. Check it out. There is a link in the description and in the pinned comment. Thank you for your attention. Back to the video. So you want to press build apps in dev dashboard. Now you might get a little bit confused by these things, guys, but just follow on with exactly what I do. And even a free version of ChatGPT will be able to guide you through the steps that you actually need to do, right? So you want to press create app here and then give a name. Just call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. This is just a custom app for us anyway. So I'm just going to press create here. And then none of this stuff matters, right? The only thing that matters is scopes. You want to just select the scopes that you may need. The ones I'd recommend is just write the word product here and select these 6. And then content, select these 2. That's for blogs. Then pages. And then maybe translations if you want. Translations is a pretty good one, to be honest with you, because you can just automate translations. And then just look through this list. Look for anything that you might find useful. Files, so you can upload files. Inventory, right? So you can look at inventory and even write to inventory. There's legal policies, right? Instead of paying for a plugin, right? You can just literally make your own little plugin that does it for you if you're doing a lot of stores. Locations, a big one would be shipping. I don't know if anyone's ever made shipping rates for 100 different countries, but it's horrible. Like you have 10 countries, 10 different weights. That's so many combinations that you have to think about. But AI could do that for you now with what we're talking about in today's video. So let me just reselect products there because I accidentally pressed the X button instead of done. So I'm just going to select these here. There we go. And then release, right? And then you can just say V1 here and then release. You don't have to worry too much about a lot of this stuff, guys, like the version name and blah, blah, blah. Now, click on settings. These are the only two things you actually need. Now, I'm not going to show this. Well, I can rotate it. Actually, I can show it. I'll just rotate it at the end of this video. So we have a client ID and a client secret. Now, previously, all you needed was a secret key. But if you try and use this secret key, this will not work for what we want to do, right? The reason being is they've completely changed the system. It's not 4:30 a.m. I have no idea why it says that. Weird. Anyway, so you also need this page here. If you go on Google and type using the client credentials grant Shopify and then click on the top one, right? Using the client credentials grant, you do need this information. You will need to feed this to an AI system, right? So I'll just show you how to put everything together here, okay? Very, very simple. Just follow what I do. So I'm going to press copy and say client ID to ChatGPT, right? And then shift enter to go on the next line. Grab the secret key, same thing, client secret, paste it, and then grab this, copy page MD. This didn't work last time. Let's see if it works now. Nope. Classic Shopify. So let's just, God, the UI UX here is terrible. What are you guys doing? Let's just grab the whole page like that, right? Copy and paste it. I'm sure you guys know how to copy and paste. And then we'll say, help me set up a Python script that, I don't know, changes my product titles to add the word free shipping to each one. And yeah, you will need this info. Hard code everything. Don't actually hard code everything, guys. Use a .m file. I'll just say that actually. I may as well teach you guys how to do things properly. You'll need this info, use a .m file, there we go, and then hit enter. That's literally all you have to do. Now open something called Visual Studio Code. If you don't have Visual Studio Code, guys, you're going to struggle with anything code related. But you don't have to worry, right? This is super, super simple. Just download Visual Studio Code and follow along with me. Top right, go to, click this thing here, sorry, top left. Click Explorer, open folder, new folder, Shopify example, and then press enter. Just call it whatever you want. Open. Now you're inside this folder, right? That's something key to learn about programming and things like that, right? So let's just press this button here, .env, that adds a new file. Just call it .env, very, very simple. And then it's going to give us a Python script. So this is our .env here, right? So I'm just going to copy this and then just paste this, right? So it's just done that automatically. Now we need our shop domain. So we'll just use an example shop. Okay, so we actually need to install this as well. So let's just go back to the app for a second, give a name, right? Install app, and then select the store that we're using. So we're just using Mattressland as an example. And then when you actually get onto the screen, install it like that. And this should take you back to, yeah, perfect. So you can grab the Shopify URL here, right? And shop domain equals that, myshopify.com. I don't know if it needs HTTPS. I'm going to assume that it doesn't. And then we'll just go back to ChatGPT. I just asked it to do one product, right? So that I didn't have to worry about going back. So you can call this file anything. I'm just going to call this hi.py. It has to be .py. So you can call it anything .py, right? Like that. This is all you need, literally. You don't need anything else. Okay, so as you can see, guys, the .mv is just like that. And then I added a product here just so that it does one product. And then I'm going to put dry run to false, so it actually makes the change. And then all you do is write Python 3 hi, I put a P on the end like that accidentally, .py. That's it. You will need Python installed, guys. Again, this isn't a massively technical video, so you're just going to have to try and get Python installed yourselves. Once you can run Python -v or Python 3-v in my case, or -v maybe. As soon as you can get a positive response from which Python 3 or which Python or Python version, whatever, then you've definitely got Python installed. And all you need to do is just run the Python script and then watch. Product title updated successfully. And then if we go to that product, you can see that it has automatically added free shipping. Now, obviously, this is just a basic example without any AI integration. But if you think about it, you can make AI change this according to what it thinks is best. I'm going to leave the video there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching all the way to the end of the video, you're an absolute legend. And I'll see you very, very soon with some more content. Peace out.